Hello, and welcome to this tutorial video for Chef Cucciolo. I'm Antonia, and I'll be showing you how to upload a video in CMS. CMS stands for Content Management System. It is the program we at Chef Cucciolo use to put any and all content into the app. You can open CMS at this link. You should have received an email for the password. There's a couple different versions, but use the one for Chef Administrator. This password is also likely to change once we go live, so keep updated via email. On the left-hand side, you will see the Content Guide, which is a list of all parts of the Chef Cucciolo app that you can manage through CMS. Here is where we can look specifically into lessons, under Manage Lessons, and that's where we'll go in order to enter a Chef Cucciolo lesson. You'll firstly see every grade we make lessons for. The lessons uploaded into CMS should have already been created in the original way we at Chef Cucciolo make lessons, via Google Drive. And then once it is finished there, you go to CMS here to upload it, and that's how it gets to the app. There are some slight differences between our current lesson template and the CMS template, mainly in terminology and ordering, but overall it is very straightforward and user-friendly. Just be aware of some differences. There are some things that are skippable in CMS and others that are not. For example, holiday or certain time estimations, you don't have to fill in. Only fill in the information that is required, which you will see, as it is indicated by this red exclamation mark. And as for the other information that is skippable, only fill it in if you can find that information from the lesson in Google Drive. If you can't find the information in the Google Drive lesson and it is skippable, don't worry about it. However, I would stress that this is a dynamic system and it is currently being developed, so some things are likely to change. What is now perhaps mandatory might not be mandatory in the future for lesson input. Make sure you have your finished lesson template from Google Drive available to go to quickly throughout, as you will constantly be referring back to it to enter information into CMS. For this video, I'm using a first grade lesson from a Mozambican recipe for peri-peri chicken. When you're ready, click on New Lesson in the upper right-hand corner. You will see a line of different titles which compartmentalize every major part of a lesson. You start with basic info, like naming the lesson and putting in introductions and safety steps. Name every lesson, lesson for whatever country, comma, and then the grade. Then put in the official grade as it asks and continue filling out the page based on the information from your lesson template. The reading and linguistic details are given in the lesson template, so I will copy, paste, and refine the text for CMS like this. Do the same for every enjoy your meal and its linguistic details. And the learning objectives for teachers and students. Then you'll get to the chef introduction, which you can also copy and paste from the lesson template. Try to break apart the introduction and other long texts into separate boxes, because in the app, students will find it more engaging to read smaller text in multiple bubbles than a longer text in one bubble. Preparation instructions is one of those things that doesn't exactly translate from the lesson template, but try to write something as follows. Gather all ingredients and materials ahead of time. Then add your safety steps like this, which should be taken directly from the lesson template. Again, put each step in a different box so they are spaced out in the app. Add your dish fact and country fact, which can be taken from the lesson template under different wording, such as ingredient fact and story about country. The next section is recipes, where you will fill in the name of the dish, serving number, country of origin, tools needed, and some more things. Most of these inputs come directly from the lesson template, like so. Now you put in the ingredients. Look in your lesson template and fill in the ingredient, amount, and type of measurement used to calculate that amount. If the unit of measurement you'd like to use is not available in CMS, go to the left-hand side and look on Manage Units of Measurement to enter a new one manually. Enter also the link to the different ingredient images that should also be in your lesson template, as well as a spotlight fact about the ingredient, if applicable. Every section has an estimated time, which our lesson templates do not have. Just try to guesstimate what kind of time you would think this section of the lesson takes if we don't have it in the lesson template. The only reason that the estimated time is in CMS is for teachers to be able to skip parts of the lesson in case they don't have the full 70 minutes, so just try to do the best you can. CMS also makes a distinction between preparation and cooking steps, and this is not a distinction that we make in our own lesson templates. Preparation should just be anything in the cooking steps that should be done before the lesson starts. For example, if a blender needs to be cleaned or if something needs to be refrigerated. Everything else should just go in the cooking steps as normal. If there is ever something missing in CMS that is in your lesson template, for example an ingredient or a tool, you can go to Manage Ingredients or Manage Tools on the left-hand side and add in whatever is missing there. Only a few things are required when doing this, but try to fill in as much as you can by researching online about the ingredient. When it comes to the link for easy ordering, consider using Amazon Fresh. Cleanup steps can also be copied directly from the lesson template. Remember that when you copy it, make sure to split up the text just like you do for the other things so that when it goes into text bubbles in the app, it'll look more aesthetically pleasing. The same goes for the experiment section. You need to fill in the experiment name, the tools needed, and the experiment steps, all of which can be taken directly from the lesson template and should be divided into separate text boxes. Then write your experiment question, which should come from the same place in the lesson template as the experiment. Now you fill in the questions from the lesson template, select the type. The one I'm putting in now is ELA. The standard can also be seen in the lesson template. Then estimate how long it'll take and add in the answers choices. There's multiple answer types. Drag and drop from multiple choice, essay type, multiple selection, and single selection. Choose the answer type according to the style of the question. For example, if it's an open-ended question, choose essay type. If there's one right answer, choose single selection. If there's multiple right answers, choose multiple selection. Choose drag and drop if students need to match terms together. The sensory exercise is also easy to fill in directly from the lesson template. And lastly, the Take Action activity can also be taken from the lesson. Fill in the description and write whatever questions are posed at the end. Most of the CMS inputs will follow this same idea. Click on the section that you are working on, find the relevant information from your lesson template, and copy and paste into the different compartments. It may have a different order and terminology, but the content is just the same. And always remember to click Save and Next when you're done with the section, or else it will not save your work. And if you can upload an image or video related to the section you're working on, do it.